I am joined by senior captain cross-country runners Dan Collins and Will Janakis today for the NAC Weekly Series video. And the first question for you guys is, as both of you wind down your senior year, what has been your best or most favorite memory from the last 4 years as a member of the cross-country team?
Well, obviously there's been a lot of really good memories, but I think the one that really steals the cake is our freshman year at the state championship, and one of our runners took a wrong turn and went from like a 140th to 4th place, and obviously that was wrong, and our coach is telling him, and he's like, "What are you doing, coach? You can't report that. It's going to kill our team score."
Very good.
Hey, he was so mad when she told him.
How about you, Dan?
Yeah, no, honestly, that has to be probably the highlight of the 4 years so far. I don't really think anyone else can top that. So.
Yeah, that is pretty funny indeed. And next question: what is something about being on a cross-country team that nobody would know or maybe realize?
I think that the cross-country team here at Thomas is a co-ed team. Our coach coaches both the men and the women. So we all do the same practices, and I don't think that many people see that. So I think there's a lot of respect that we all go out there. We do the exact same things day in and day out. And it's a cool aspect seeing that we all do that every day.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely like a different vibe because everyone's doing the same things. There's that mutual respect, and then there's kind of the co-ed aspect that the other teams don't have. So we're not just out there with like our brothers, we kind of have like our sisters on the team too, which kind of keeps it light and real fun.
Awesome. And lastly, with the NAC championships coming up in a few weeks, what are your guys' expectations for the men's team and maybe the women's team as well?
I think the men's team, we have our best team ever, and I think we're very disappointed with how last season ended. So I think this year, our real goal is we'd really love to finish in the top half, but really we just want to have our best finish ever. That's what everyone's really kind of striving for in the men's team.
Awesome. Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. I think both me and Will and the other senior on the men's team, Mitch, we're all basically shooting for our best race that we can get, so we can end on a good note. And I think the women's team, they're looking at one of the best teams they've had in recent years. So we're looking forward to seeing how they do.
I think they're real excited to have 5 solid runners out there for the first time.
All right.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for your time, and best of luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am joined today by head coach of the cross-country team, Kerry Smart. And Kerry, first question for you. Since becoming head coach in 2009, what has changed or grown about your program since that time?
Sure. We started off as a club sport back then. I think we have continued to grow in numbers, grow in tradition. We have guys on the team that are graduating this year who I think really took some pride and respect in our program, and by doing that we've grown to the biggest team we've ever had, the most competitive team we've ever had. So it's been a process since 2009. I think we've always been a family. Our family's just a little bit bigger now.
Excellent. And what have you enjoyed the most about being a coach for cross country?
Sure. I feel very blessed and privileged to be just a small part of the students on my team's lives. Like I said before, we really treat our team like a family, and so they are there for each other, they're there for me. I'd like to think I'm there for them, and that is the biggest part. Last year we received the Sportsmanship Award, and all day long you want to do well, you want to win, you want to be in the top 5, but really at the end of the day, you want to provide an opportunity for kids to grow and to make the right decisions and to be better people. And I think that award last year really showed me just where we want to be and where we're going.
Yeah, very good. And lastly, with the NAC championships coming up in a few weeks, and also our second annual Thomas Invitational on this Friday, What are your expectations for your team as the season comes to a close?
Sure. We've worked really hard this year. I think in the last couple years we have proven to be a more competitive opponent, a more formidable opponent, and I think for us for next week, we want to show up. I think last year's finish wasn't exactly where we wanted to be, and we knew we had a better team than that. And I think this year we want to show up that day. I think it's anyone's game that day, so whoever decides to have the best race is going to be who comes out on top. So I think really from 3rd to 8th, it could be a toss-up between quite a few teams. And so our goal really is to have our best finish ever, and to run a little bit outside of our comfort zone and see where we fall at that point. That's what we've worked for. We've worked hard all season to be there at the end, and I think we can do it.
Absolutely. Well, great, Kerry. Thank you very much for your time, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.